Once upon a time, in a coastal town surrounded by cliffs and crashing waves, there lived a 24-year-old young woman named Elena. Elena was very troubled. Her mind was always racing with thoughts. All day long, different worries came and went, and these thoughts made her feel anxious and exhausted. She always felt regret about her past and worried constantly about the future. Because of these thoughts, her mind was like a tempest. She couldn't feel tranquil, couldn't rest properly, and even forgot how to laugh. One day, Elena heard about a remote coastal village beyond the cliffs. People said that a wise elder lived there. That woman used to be a renowned therapist in the city. She had guided many souls in her life and had shown them how to discover stillness in their hearts. Now she was old. She left the hectic life of the city and started living in a serene village close to the sea. Sometimes she offered wisdom to travelers. Elena became intrigued and optimistic. She decided that she must go and meet that elder. She thought, maybe this wise woman can help me find tranquility. After many days of a long and exhausting journey, Elena reached the village beyond the cliffs. When she arrived, she saw a small cottage surrounded by wildflowers. On the terrace of the cottage, the elder was sitting silently. Her eyes were closed, and she looked completely serene. Elena approached her and said softly, "Grandmother, my heart is very troubled. I cannot quiet my thoughts. I want stillness in my soul. Can you guide me?" The elder slowly opened her eyes and gave a gentle smile. She said, "So you are seeking tranquility? Then come with me. I will give you a simple task." She took Elena to her little garden. Then she filled a cup with water completely full to the brim. The cup was so full that even a slight movement would make the water overflow. She gave the cup to Elena and said, "Walk from here to the lighthouse at the edge of the village and then return. But remember, you must not spill even one drop of water." Elena looked at her with confusion, but she wanted to prove herself, so she accepted the challenge. She held the cup carefully and started walking. The path was uneven and crowded. Some people were strolling, some were hurrying. Merchants were calling to buyers and seagulls were crying. But Elena did not glance around. Her attention stayed only on the cup. She walked slowly and deliberately, step by step. People watched her with curiosity, but no one interrupted her. They sensed she was learning something profound. Finally, Elena came back to the elder and said, "Grandmother, I did it. I didn't spill even one drop of water." The elder nodded and smiled. Then she asked, "That's wonderful, but tell me, did you see the children dancing on the beach? Did you hear the seagulls calling?" Elena looked startled and said, "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only concentrating on the cup." The elder smiled again and said gently, "That is the secret, something that was always within you but you didn't realize. When your heart stays in the present moment, then there is no room for fear, no confusion, and no excessive thoughts. You were only thinking about the water in the cup. At that time, your mind became completely still. You were not dwelling on the past. You were not dreading the future." Slowly, Elena began to understand. This was the tranquility she was searching for. Stillness is not something we find outside. Stillness is already inside us when we live in the present moment. Elena bowed her head and said softly, "Grandmother, now I understand. If I want to still my heart, I must keep my awareness in this moment. That is when real peace arrives." The elder smiled again. The sun was setting and the last light touched the water. Birds were flying back to the shore. Elena started walking back home, but now she was not the same troubled young woman. She had transformed. She was peaceful inside because now she knew how to still the heart. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us. See you in the next story with new insights and new lessons. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.